Everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ryan, and today I would like to share a little bit about my thoughts on the version 26 update that has just launched. So we're just at the end of a farming run in tier 13. This is how it typically looks like for me. So about 2 quadrillion coins, 232,000 stones, 7 hours. So looking at the overall damage profile, my chain lightning does the highest amount of damage. I would like to get more damage into my smart missiles. I just think it looks really cool. But something just caught my eye. My poison swamp damage is actually a lot larger than my death wave damage, and I have not invested a single stone into my swamp. And I've only just started on the labs. So that's actually very interesting. I presume that makes poison swamp a very likely contender for the new meta, which I would discuss shortly. Bear in mind, these are just my thoughts, so I'm not actually sure without, I'm sure someone will come up with the data at some point, but just based on reading the patch notes and just thinking about it a little, I think there are a couple of things worth mentioning about this patch. So yeah, we'll just wait for the run to end while I have a chat about the other stuff. I'm sure everyone can read the patch notes by themselves. I don't want to rehash all of the content in the patch notes. I think they added another avenue for income for them by kind of forcing people to buy the events. I mean, I do get the events anyway, but you miss out on the 2 bonus relics if you don't. So yeah, I mean, it's not a loss to me, but if someone is I guess more on the free-to-play side of things, it's going to be quite a bit of catch-up that you would have to do when it enters the guild shop. So speaking of guilds, I think the main feature of this version is the guilds. Well, to be honest, guilds is just, to me, another avenue to get another currency, and the way the Guardian works, I guess, is very similar to the bots that we have. I'm not sure how it would play out at this stage, but I think if we just go online, do our daily missions and so on, we will be able to get some guild bonuses. So I think someone in my guild mentioned that these currencies that you get over here, it's not going to carry over into the next season, so please make sure to use all your currencies at the end of the season. Otherwise the game kind of forces, it's going to force a purchase on you for something like that. So the next change that I would like to talk about is the changes to tournaments. For Legends League, there is a new permanent battle condition, which is a reduction of our enemy level skip percentage. I can see why the developers want to do that. It's just to prevent the runs from going too long. Since everyone experiences the same reduction, I don't think it's going to be detrimental in any way. I think if anything, it's just going to make our tournament run shorter, which is a good thing, because then we can just go back to farming. But that's it. I think in terms of the workshop enhancements, it does reduce the value of investing in enemy level skips for tournaments. So for those of you who have some sort of a workshop preset, probably it might be worth considering just dumping the coins elsewhere, possibly into, say, damage, or maybe even the cash bonus. when we get to the new module, we can talk about that portion. So thing that we should probably talk about is the new module, and I'm sure everyone is very excited for the new module. But before that, let's just talk about modules in general. It seems like the developers have made some sort of a banner system. So if we go to modules and click on buy modules, there's two different versions that we can purchase from. As you can see, my modules are actually really lacking. Basically what I did was I just pulled modules previously until I got Galaxy Compressor and the Multiverse Nexus, and then I stopped. This one research is done. Okay, so the next thing would be if we get ancestral 5-star modules, they are less likely to, dupes are less likely to appear, which I guess that's a good thing. And there's also a new micro PT system that the developers have introduced, so every 10 pulls we get at least one rare module, which is nice. But the main feature to me that stood out is the module cap has been raised to 300, and we get new substats at 201 and 241. And they also mentioned that the shard cost from 161 to 200 has been reduced. To me, what that means is that this meta that we are going to be shifting into is going to be very coin farming focused, simply because we don't get a reduction in the coin cost. So I guess investing in getting higher coins and also investing in the module coin cost lab would be extremely beneficial. Now onto the new module. The new module is called Project Funding. It's a generator module. It's the one that gives coins. And it's basically just a flat damage boost that depends on how much cash you have. My opinion on this module is that it's a tournament module when we are not using Galaxy Compressor. I presume people at the top would use something like Death Penalty, this new module, and maybe Dimension Core. And for the armor module, really depends on their playstyle. So for me, I don't think that this module is something that I would purchase at this moment, just because my modules are fairly underdeveloped. And from what I understand, to get your modules up past a certain level, you kind of have to get them at ancestral 5 stars anyway. So looking at my modules, this is 2-star, this is 2-star, this is 0-star, this is 0-star, 2-star. What's the other tournament one I use? I think it's this one. It's 0-star. So if I were to pull modules, which I guess I should do later, I would probably just pull the standard modules. But that is just for my level of progression. I think everyone should make that assessment by themselves on whether or not they want to pull the new module. It's certainly a nice module. It's a flat damage boost, but I guess the main crowd control that we use in tournaments would be our black hole. And unless we can get close to, or if not permanent black hole, it's going to be quite a difficult module to use and, you know, I guess replace Galaxy Compressor. On to the ultimate weapon updates. So Poison Swamp and Inner Landmine have both been buffed. Poison Swamp, I kind of like the new version of Poison Swamp. It's lag free, and it's based on a cooldown. So currently mine is, you know, I have not put a single stone into Poison Swamp, and with just a few levels of labs in it, it's a pretty big radius already. I presume if we get more than one Poison Swamp, if we reduce our cooldown and duration labs, workshops, sorry, significantly, we should be able to get more than one poison swarm proc at the same time. I presume it's going to look something like the black holes, where they go in opposite directions from one another. If we max out both the duration and cooldown using our stones, we should get 100 seconds of duration and 50 seconds cooldown. So even without a galaxy compressor, we should have a permanent uptime on 2 poison swarms. At least that is how I'm envisioning it. If anyone has already obtained the poison swarm, please let me know if I've made a mistake in this region. But based on my calculations, in order to get one poison swarm always up and running, it seems to be pretty efficient to just reduce the cooldown to 70 seconds and increase the duration up to 70 seconds. That way we spend a total of 1768 stones, and I think the utility that it provides is really good. It provides a 25% slow to poison units. We can lap the stun percentage, and it's also doing quite a decent damage. So again, if we look over here, it's doing about 10 times my death wave damage, and I've actually spent stones increasing my death wave damage. It's like 200 times of my tower damage. My swamp damage is, you know, the bare minimum, the one that you get when you just unlock poison swamp. So I think this is going to be something that is a very strong level of damage at some point. But more importantly, because of the ELS changes, I think the need for crowd control has become a lot stronger in this particular version. We probably would want to slow or stun or hold up the boss mobs at some point for as long as possible. And I think Poison Swarm, now that since it doesn't induce any form of lag, is going to be a very strong ultimate weapon to do that job. And also, it's probably worth mentioning that with Poison Swarm, we also have Ren Labs, which probably makes Ren armor something that is worth investing into at some point now, if we go down the Poison Swarm damage route. At this stage, I'm not sure if I'll go down damage just yet, just because I have a lot of other priorities. But if I were to choose between Poison Swamp and Inner Landmine, I would probably go for Poison Swamp, just because I like the idea of this ultimate weapon more than the Inner Landmine. To me, the Inner Landmine seems to be more of a damage or crowd control kind of ultimate weapon, because the enemies do have to get really close, and most of the time it's just used to stun bosses. But Inner Landmine has also received a damage boost. I think the damage boost to Poison Swarm and Inner Landmine, they scale by the same factor, up to a maximum of 3000 times your base weapon damage. I guess we can use it for damage if we were to use the armor module, the Space Displacer one. It's this one, no, not this one, this one here, that spawns your landmines as inner landmines. Then we can probably get them to, you know, go in a ring around our tower and hit the enemies over there. It might also be cool to see if we can chain stun bosses in that ring and set our ops along those levels or those ranges. But between the two, even though Inner Landmine is a lot cheaper to upgrade, I think I would go for Poison Swamp first, just because I've had this ultimate weapon sitting around for so long and I've not spent a single stone on it. So I think it's about time that I go and do that. I think that is most of the updates. I still haven't died, which is very strange. I should have died by now. Yeah, I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the poison swarm damage that is really allowing me to stay alive at this stage. I think this would be a new personal record. But yeah, I guess I'm dying soon. So if you have a look at the labs that I'm currently running, I've just put the 3 basic poison swarm labs: swarm stun time, swarm stun chance, and swarm radius. I'll just slap them on for a week or so, see what level I get them to. And yeah, how many levels did I get up today? Oh, so it's been quite a few levels already. And these labs initially they go really quickly, so I think just getting just 15 out of the 30 labs or so, it's going to do wonders for the overall ultimate weapon. Yeah, well, I guess we for the sake of time, let's just end the run. It really pains me to do stuff like that, but let's just end the run and we can have a chat about the other stuff. Oh look, so it's my new highest wave. I've got very decent coins for my current level, and cells are a bit lower, but that's going to change very soon, I guess. So I would like to spend a bit of time talking about the new trees that we have. I'm not even going to consider the power tree just because I have not looked at it, but and I'm still really far away from attaining the power tree. But something caught my eye earlier, which is not this one, which is this one over here, the auto restart run. I think this opens a new strategy for me because if we look at where are my stats? They are here. If we look at my tier 14 runs, they are about 3.4k waves. After about 1,800 waves, I get something along the lines of 150 to 200 trillion worth of coins. But it's very low spawn rates and very low coins per minute for me. So that takes about 2.5 hours to get to 1.8k waves, and minusing that off from say the 1.08 that I have over here, that's about 800 trillion worth of coins. The total run for me to get 3.4k waves is about 4.5 hours. So if I can reduce that by 2.5 hours and make that a 2-hour run, it's going to be an increase in my overall coin per hour, just because I'm getting 800 trillion coins in 2 hours, so that makes it 400 trillion an hour. That's pretty good for my level. So with that being said, I think for my stones, what I'm going to do next is to get this intro sprint mastery. It's 1,250 stones. I need another 100 stones, which I should get by the end of the next tournament. Then I'm just going to level that up. So if we look at my 2 labs over here, I want to keep 2 labs for my masteries. Currently I'm leveling demon mode and damage together, just because they are multiplicative with one another. So what I might do is, after these 2 labs are done, I would alternate between the intro sprint mastery and any one of the others, right? Wave accelerator, super tower, coins, or enemy balance. I'll get 1 level of those done and then alternate back to demon mode and damage. Every level of damage that I get is going to probably increase the overall depth that I can go in tier 14, which should probably make me a lot more coins. And from what I've done, from what I've seen, it's giving me about the same level of cells as a tier 13 run. So I think that would be a much more efficient use of my time. And that is all made possible from this particular auto restart run over here. So definitely over the next 2 tournaments, hoping that I rank high enough to get, might as well just get this one first. I hope that I can rank high enough to just get 13 keys over the next 2 tournaments, and then I can put this on and just farm tier 14 all the way. Extra card slots, I'm currently running on 23 slots, and I don't think I need any at the moment, so I'm going to probably skip that. If we move up this thing, oh right, so I saw this earlier, it's quite cool. We can get this damage cap slider, which if anyone wants to do some form of damage micro, I guess it's useful. I personally don't care about it, so I probably won't put a point into it. This one is something that I might consider getting, just because we can adjust the range where the workshop ops orbit. For now, I've actually set my workshop range, where is my workshop range? Sorry, my lab range to be at level 10, just to ensure that my range is slightly higher than my ops. That way at the start of each run, when I'm using the death wave, death wall farming, my ops aren't accidentally killing the enemies. But I guess once I've gotten this, and also when I have gotten the extra op mastery, I think I would be able to set the ops at maybe somewhere outside of my tower range, just so that I can probably hit the bosses and hit the enemies before they come into contact with my death wall. The bot cooldown slides, I'm not going to bother with this. I don't think so. It's funny that they gave us an extra 2 card slots, because if you're running a glass cannon kind of setup, which their meta seems to be encouraging, you don't really need up to 27 cards. At 23 cards, I don't really have anything else to put in the tournaments already. And that's a good thing, because you know, I actually have to get this last card slot, but it's 8,500 gems. It takes forever to save up the gems, and I'm not really interested to buy this. But if it does come to a point where we need more cards in future, then I guess I can just use some keys to buy up this card slots over here. There's 1, 2, and 3 extra card slots. Okay. Yeah, and 26 slots should be more than sufficient for me. Right, so this auto shatter, well, now that we have new modules, I think this is going to be detrimental for anyone who's pulling new modules and had previously bought this vault thingy. Please make sure you turn that off, otherwise you're not going to be able to level up your new modules. And in terms of the power tree, yeah, I'm still really far away from going anywhere into the power tree, but I think the new changes is that there is this tier 2 unlocks. It's already 50 keys, which is going to take me forever, so I presume this is stuff that the endgame players would be looking at. And tier 3 over here is 100 keys, so probably it's best we wait for advice from them on this side of the tree. Yeah, overall I think this would be my version 26 plans for the time being. The top of my priority is to get intro sprint mastery and then start leveling that up. For this particular version, I think I'm going to focus on economy. But before I get there, I would probably dump some stones into Poison Swamp just to get duration and cooldown up and down respectively to the 70-second mark. At my level, that's probably going to take two weeks or so to get that to happen. But since the Poison Swamp labs take about 3 weeks anyway, so I think it's in my interest to go into Intro Sprint Mastery first before I dabble with these two items here. Oh yes, Golden Combo and basically every Ultimate Weapon Plus has had new levels added to them. This goes up to level 14, I think. All of them go up to level 14. Okay, so that's 4 extra levels. It's really expensive, 2050 stones for this. At some point I would have to get it. I think after I do the Poison Swamp cooldown and duration, probably what I would do is to reduce my kill wall timings and reduce my cooldown for my death wave and get, just go box that thing. And then after that, instead of working on Chrono Loop, I would probably go into getting my duration on Golden Tower up and maybe increasing my Golden Tower bonus just for the extra coin farming. Coins are going to be, I think, very scarce for me this particular season, at least at the start, just because of masteries. I'm still lacking quite a few masteries, and also that modules are actually getting very expensive now. So just to level 1 up, it's 410 trillion. I would have to invest in the coin reduction lab very soon. Otherwise, each of this is just very soon going to be the cost. Leveling them up by a level is equivalent to doing a research in a mastery, something along those lines, or a level 1 mastery. Now after I'm done with that, I think I would like to maybe put some points into damage for Poison Swamp, but I want to work on my smart missiles, so I do need to get the quantity up. Maybe 15 or 16 quantity would be a nice number for me, and damage, I would want to get this up to at least 900 times. The issue that I'm currently facing in my farming runs, if you saw from earlier, is that my chain lightning damage is a lot higher than my smart missile damage. Typically at the start of each farm run, I turn my chain lightning off and rely on my smart missiles for damage, but then it comes to a point where my smart missiles don't do enough to kill the boss, and then I have to turn on my chain lightning. But when I do that, because my chain lightning damage multiplier is a lot higher than my smart missiles, chain lightning is just going to kill all of my enemies, and that results in a fall in my coin income. I think because I'm killing them too quickly, that they don't receive the death wave proc. So maybe reducing the cooldown might alleviate this problem, but in any case, smart missiles look really cool and they do a lot of damage to the bosses. So I think I would be investing in them after. Now when all of that is done, probably then and only then I would look at getting the inner landmine quantity and cooldown reduced. My plan is to use inner landmines as just crowd control. I think the quantity is pretty cheap to max out, so maybe I might do that at some point, but I think that there are quite a lot of other priorities which I would rather focus on. Now if all of that is done, then maybe I would look at trying to get a permanent black hole without the use of multiverse snacks, no, galaxy compressor. But also I want to try to work up towards the black hole digester farming. I mean, mine is still at Mythic Plus, and I don't think I have any dupes. I have one dupe of this. So yeah, and that brings me to the last point. I know some people are probably going to say that I'm making a mistake with this. That is completely fine, because it's, you know, this module will come back at some point, but I think for this module over here, I don't really need the extra tower damage, because I'm not at a level where I'm competing in tournaments very aggressively, but I do need extra stars on my modules, and I do need in general more modules at ancestral level. So when I'm going to be buying the modules, actually we might as well just do it now. I'm probably just going to go for the standard banner ones, and if, you know, if I make a mistake at some point, maybe in 8 weeks I will be able to get this again. I'll just have to wait till then. So anyway, let's do some module pulls. What is this? Oh, okay. Also, we actually get rares on every pull now. So for every 10 that we pull, at least one is blue. That's pretty good. So I've got 4 blues here. It's been so long since I've pulled any modules. Oh, look at that. I've got a black hole digester one. It's been really long since I've pulled any modules. I think for the past 5 months or so. All of my gems were used in rushing labs. Not very efficient, but rushing labs and buying card slots. So it's actually quite nice to be pressing this again. It's a gacha element. What is this? Pulsar Harvester. I heard from one of the other YouTubers that this is good for tier 18 if you're trying to do a milestone run, but I'm not there yet. So maybe at some point I might use it. What is this? Oh, Multiverse Nexus. Okay. Oh, that's 6,000. So I actually get to pull quite a lot now. Oh, kudos on me for saving all of those gems. I bet some people over here are probably crying watching me not pull the new module, but as I mentioned, at my stage of progression, I think it's much better that I pull the old modules first. Oh, nothing. Oh, and just when I was happy about getting modules, I don't get any now. Oh well. So I'm not sure about you guys, but it actually took me quite a lot of gems just to get whatever I have over here. I heard that modules are kind of seeded, but I don't know, maybe I just got a bad seed or something. But my account was created so long ago. I'm not sure if maybe they did something to the seeding later on. If any of you guys have any tips or comments about the content, please let me know. Oh, it's a dimension core. Okay, that's good. So I think I've still got quite a lot to learn in this game, and from what I can see on YouTube, there's quite a lot of players that are at an earlier stage of the game than I am. So it would be nice to get some advice on how to progress my tower given my current point in the game. What is this? Dimension core. I can never tell the modules by looking at them. So I'm down to 500 gems now, and 100 gems. Oh, too lazy to press that. Okay, so I've actually got quite a lot. I guess this is... What if I get the merge module? event. Do I want to worry about that? But it's too tiring to unclick all of them. So can I merge something like this? Yes, okay, I can merge this. Can I merge this? Yes, I can merge this. I don't want to merge any of this. I can merge this. Oh yes, I can select the rarities. So let's look at epics. Okay, so I can merge this. I can merge this. And I think that is all that I can merge at this stage. Okay, so now let's look at the ancestral ones that I have and pull up the epic class ones as well. So do I have a harmony conductor? Yes, I do. Okay, so I can make that, I can get 1 extra star on that. I've never used this module before, so I don't know much about it. But I get an extra star in my multiverse nexus, which is nice. And do I get 1 in galaxy compressor? Nope. What is this one here? Okay, so I think that is all that I can merge. Oh, dimension core. Okay, so dimension core gets an upgrade as well. It's 3 star now. Anything else that I'm missing? Nope. Okay, I think we can select all rarities now. Oh, and get rid of the rares. Yep, so I can have a look to see if any of this can be merged. Nope, I need 2 more copies of Being Annihilator to get Ancestral. I need 2 more copies of Astral Deliverance. I need 2 more copies of Black Hole Digester. Pulsar Harvester. I needed a Legendary Plus. Oh, but that's too troublesome to do. And anyway, I can't merge it to Ancestral, so I guess we can just wait for that. I can wait for more copies of the Pulsar Harvester before I go about doing that. But I think that is all the merges that I can do at this stage. Right, so I think that is all that I can do at the moment. Right, I would really love to hear you guys' thoughts about any of the content that I have made. Just because these are just my thoughts, I don't think it's play tested. I don't want this to be a guide to do anything in any way, because I'm still, fairly new in the game. But if you guys have any suggestions on what I could do to improve my tower, please let me know. Otherwise, it's I will make another update video at some point, maybe over the weekend, where hopefully by then I would have my intro sprint mastery. Otherwise, catch you in the next one.